Today I wanted to talk a little bit about your 20s and how your 20s are very important. They're the building blocks to your life, right? Now, I am recording the audio on my phone here because my microphone isn't great and I'm waiting for a new one to arrive. So just bear with me on that, but it should be okay. Anyway, so your 20s, right? Very important years of your life. They define you as a person, they define you as a young man. They can set the trajectory of your life positively or negatively. It's very valuable time, okay? Because many people, they think, I'm only, 21, 22, got loads of time. But really that's not the case, If you spend your 20s partying, going out, not learning anything, not figuring out what you want to be, what you want to do with your life, right? You're going to hit the 30s and realize, shit, what do I do now? You're going to be, it's just not comfortable, right? So you need to take the time to put the work in your 20s, right? Now, also in your 20s, you're young and you're fit. Now, this is a great benefit, right? You're young, you have energy, right? You can fail, you can just start again, you can go again, right? You have the energy to go to the gym. Maybe you want to do some sports, okay? You've got the energy to do loads of different things and not burn out. In your 20s, you can afford to fail, right? You're young, it doesn't matter, you can start again. You have the time to just try loads of things and fail them. Okay, next one, try this, fail, right? You can afford risk. You're young, right? You don't have a lot of responsibilities, okay? You might still be living with your parents. You're not looking after anybody, okay? So you can afford the risk. Risk is so important. You need to take risk in order to have a reward, okay? There's no reward without risk, right? Those things go hand in hand. You can afford to start over. It's okay to fail, right? If you fail, don't be scared of failing because it's a good thing. It's a step in the right direction. It shows that you're trying. It shows that you're moving forward, right? Which is more than what most people ever do with their life, right? So many people just go through life happy and content and comfortable with their 9 to 5. I think, every young man should aspire to more than just the standard 9 to 5 life. Now, when you are young, you need to do all that you can to learn, right? Your mind's young, it's fresh. You can learn things very quickly. You can pick up things very easily. So you need to be a sponge, right? Soak up the knowledge, soak up the information. Because when you're young, you don't have any of that. You don't have knowledge, right? So you need to learn, you need to study, and you need to find things out, you need to learn things for yourself, right? Get experience, because at the end of the day, experience is the foundation of, everything. You need experience to succeed, right? You need to find a mentor. Now, the important thing when you're young here is your young mind can absorb knowledge very fast. But you need to make sure that you're absorbing the correct knowledge and that you're learning from where you want to be, okay? So, let's say John down the pub, Friday night, you look up to him because he's a bit of a jack the lad, right? But he's done nothing with his life, right? He's down the pub Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Why would you take advice and listen to what this guy has to say, right? He's amounted to nothing pretty much, right? You need to find a mentor that is living the life you want to live. This guy, he's started a business, right? He looks very successful. Okay, let me see if I can send him an email or connect with him on LinkedIn, and maybe he can mentor me and guide me, give me some advice, keep me on the right path to success, okay? You need to drop low aspiring people from your life, okay? Now, are the sum of the 5 people you spend most time with, right? If you're hanging around with people that just have no aspirations, no life goals, all they think about is tonight and where they're going partying, or they've got no drive, no ambition, you're going to end up like that. Whereas if you surround yourself with winners and people who are aspiring for more, they're starting businesses, they're talking about investments, they're talking about the books they've read, what they've learned this week, what they plan to learn next week, you will be the same. It's that social proof, right? Mimic the actions of the ones that we spend time with, the ones that we are around. Now, take risks. Taking risks is important. Like I mentioned earlier, reward and risk go hand in hand. When you're young, you can afford to take risks, right? You can afford to quit your job, start the business, because you might still be living at home with your parents, so you have no overheads. You can afford to say, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to go and move to Thailand, or I'm going to go traveling around Southeast Asia, or I'm going to move to the south of France and I'll work on as a deckhand on a boat, get some experience. These rich people that, so on and so forth. So you can afford to take these risks when you're young. Like me, I was 20 years old and I dropped everything and said, I'm moving to China. I'm still in China now, right? So 20 years old, right? I took a risk. I said, I'm not happy with how my life is in England and I don't see any benefit in me staying there. So I said, I'm going as far away from this as I can. And I've been in China now 3 years and it's going great. I love it. Now, things you want to avoid: drinking alcohol and drugs, right? Now, yes, it's fun to do this stuff on the weekend, blah, 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 but it's very unproductive. Say you go out and get drunk, well, that can spill over into the next day, right? You've got a cloudy head, you can't think properly, you're lazy, you don't want to do any work, right? So drink less, okay? And yeah, okay, once or twice a month is okay, no problem, but try to reduce that as much as possible. The same as drugs, right? I think that speaks for itself. Police. You want to avoid the police, the popo, the big five. Avoid crime, it's again an obvious one, and avoid prison. These are just major setbacks that can really, really mess up your life and send you on a completely different path to the one that you want to go on. And you know, it doesn't take a lot. You could get in a fight out drinking and smack somebody and they fall over, hit their head on the ground and they die. You then go to prison for manslaughter. Your life's over and you might not be a bad person, right? These things can happen. So, you know, avoid drinking, don't put yourself in any situations that can mess up the rest of your life. And I know it's easier said than done. When you're young, you don't think about these things, but you need to, right? So, yeah. Your 20s, just do what you can to learn. You need knowledge. You need to be learning from successful people that you want to be like. Look at somebody, maybe pick a few people, I don't know, and look at their life. You say, right, do I want my life to look like that when I'm older? No. Okay, get rid of them from my life. Then look at somebody else. Oh, you know, he drives a nice car. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got lovely kids. He's got a big house. Goes on holiday, you know, 3, 4, 5 times a year. He's got his own business. He works when he wants. Do I want my life to be like that? Yes. Okay. Let me see if I can get in contact with him, or let me copy the sort of things he does. And, you know, learn and just soak up, right, all of this information. Anyway, I'm rambling on a bit, so that's pretty much it. I'm kind of freestyling this a little bit, but yeah, enjoy.